Welcome to Soul Sparks with Saima. Here resilience meet reflection. And today we are joined by our amazing guest DK Kang, author, life learner, and wellness advocate. From navigating his wife's cancer battle to overcoming job loss and financial hardship, DK transforms life's toughest trials into lessons of strength, discipline, and growth. His insights illuminate how adversity can become the very fuel for health, healing, and personal transformation. So, DK, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on your show.
You're warmly welcome. It's my pleasure to have you here, DK. So, DK, like your journey through your wife's illness and financial setbacks is profoundly moving, I must say. So, can you share that what mindset helped you face those challenges head on?
Yeah, so kind of face those challenges head on. The mindset that I had was this is called reframing. So when my wife was diagnosed with cancer, a week after, so this was like January of 2024, and then she was starting cancer treatments in February of 2024, and then I let my employer know February 1st of 2024 saying, hey, I like a flexible work schedule. So I could be at my wife's cancer treatments. And then a week after I disclosed that, my employer laid me off from my job. And so when I heard that news, the mindset that I had was, instead of asking, why is all this happening to us? Why is my wife get cancer? Why do I lose my job? And so I had to reframe into, instead of asking why us, I reframed it to why not us, and who can we help in the future or down the line. And so, so the reframing mentality, I had to really do that to put me in a better place to provide for my wife and to be at my wife's cancer journey. And so, that's the mindset that I had.
Mm-hmm. That's really powerful, I must say. And I appreciate that how openly you shared that. It's really incredible that how you managed to stay grounded through everything. And I think a lot of people can learn from that kind of mindset. It's not easy, obviously, to stay positive when life throws so much at you. And it really shows the strength of your character. So, now you emphasize daily discipline as a tool for mental and physical resilience. So, how do, small, consistent actions accumulate into meaningful change?
Yeah, so small, consistent actions. So kind of give you an example, let's say you take a rock and you dump a bunch of water on it all at once. Well, what happens is the rock just gets wet. But what happens when you take that same rock and then you do one drop every single time from that water, and over time, that one drop's going to create a hole in that rock. And so it's the same with life. When you're trying to learn something new, if you're trying to start a business or you're trying to get more spiritual or more physically fit, start with those small habits, small wins that you can do. Give you an example of, like, let's say, you're trying to get in better fitness or you're trying to lose weight, and so let's say theoretically every morning you brew coffee, and it takes 2 minutes to brew your coffee. And so instead of, getting on your phone, scrolling through social media or looking at the news or whatever, during that 2 minutes, do something that's physically to get you in shape, like a push-up or, walking or, a squat or something that can get you to that goal of that physical, whatever it may be. I don't know what your physical, goal is. Let's say you want to lose 10 pounds. Well, start walking, to the mailbox and back while your coffee's brewing. And, you can do that with pretty much anything. Let's say, you're trying to get better hydration. Use another habit that you're already doing. It's called habit stacking. And I talk about that in my book, my Mindset Metamorphosis book. And, let's say you check emails every single day at work, but your end goal is you want to drink more water throughout the day. Well, before, you check emails, since it's already a habit, drink a glass of water. And so like those little things compound and they add up to the bigger goal or the bigger picture.
Mhm. That's really a great perspective, DK. And it really shows that how the little things we do every day can add up over time. And I like how framed consistency as a form of self-respect and resilience. But I know that for many people, the hardest part isn't starting, it's staying motivated when the results don't come right away. So, how do you personally keep that motivation alive when progress feels low?
Yeah. So to keep the motivation alive, find like a mentor or accountability partner. I talk about that in my book as well. When you have like an accountability partner, let's say, you're going to the gym or something like that. I mean, there's going to be days where you're just like, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like going to the gym. But if you have an accountability partner to say, hey, like, I'm going to be at the gym at, 5 a.m., like, let's go. And, calling each other higher and calling each other out of, hey, like, I didn't see you at the gym today. And, things like that to kind of keep you accountable. Because, in this world, we're not meant to do this alone. We're here to help one another. We're here to, bring other people up with us. And, if one person succeeds, the other person will succeed as well. So yeah, I would say find an accountability partner or like a mentor, someone that's already done it, been there, done that, and they can kind of mentor you into, I'm just going back to physical fitness. Someone that's, I'm going to give you an example. Like I've done martial arts all my life. There's always like an instructor to kind of tell you like, hey, this is how you do the movements, how you do the techniques, this is how you apply it. And, finding a mentor for anything, physical fitness, like a personal trainer, or, even like a business mentor or someone that can kind of help you like see your weaknesses and then kind of help you grow in those skills or that knowledge. So I think those two things are definitely help to keep you motivated.
That's really a beautiful perspective. And I really admire that how you emphasize the value of mentorship and connection. It's really, I would say, a reminder that, growth doesn't have to be a solo journey. And the way you put it about finding mentors to help in areas where we are weak shows a lot about humility, about wisdom. And it's a mindset that truly inspires others to keep learning and reaching out for guidance. Now, adversity can be isolating, right? So, how did you maintain that connection and support through such challenging periods?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes to kind of maintain that, you got to be vulnerable. People don't know, people can't read your mind. People don't know what's going on in your life. And I think just being open, honest, and vulnerable about like, hey, what's going on, and to ask for help. Because, everybody's kind of locked into their own little world and they got their own family, their own issues going on. But I think if we don't say anything, well, everybody just thinks that everybody's okay and life is great. So for me, I had to, for me, the spiritual aspect is really important to me. So I got, really involved with our church when my wife was going through cancer. And I was just like, hey, I lost my job. My wife's not working. She's going through cancer. And I just need to be open and honest with you guys. And I need your help, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, like, hey, I just need to buy some groceries. Can you help me with that? Can you help me take my wife to some of her appointments? I think just asking for help is a big component of that.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yes. I appreciate how you shared that openly. It's really powerful to hear how you stayed connected even when things felt isolating, and that's really touching. And now, building on that, do you think that community is just as critical as inner discipline when it comes to building resilience?
Yeah, I think community is huge. You know, I mean, like I said before, we're not meant to do this life by ourselves. I mean, if you even look at the beginning of the Bible, God created Adam, and then he's like, I need to create you a suitable helper. And so, yeah, I truly believe that community is super important, whether it be church or Facebook groups or just finding like-minded people or finding people that could really help you. Because, everybody has their own gifts and their own talents, but there's also a lot of things that we have in common with so many people. I mean, they have like specific community groups for that. And so, yeah, I think finding your community is really important that can help you be better in life.
That's really a meaningful point. I really love how put that. Like you said, that the idea that resilience isn't just something we build on our own, but something that's strengthened by the people we surround ourselves with. And it's really easy. I too feel that it's really easy to think of discipline as a solo effort, but what you're saying really shows that how connection and community can actually fuel that discipline. Now, having people who can guide us, challenge us, and support us during the hard times makes the journey a lot so much more sustainable. And I think a lot of listeners will really resonate with that idea that we grow stronger not just by pushing ourselves, but by letting others be part of our growth too, right? So now you teach that setbacks can become fuel. So can you share a moment when a personal challenge became a turning point in your growth?
Yeah, so I mean, a big setback for us, like I said, my wife was diagnosed with cancer, then I lost my job. Uh, so I mean, two setbacks, and then I was applying for jobs, but there was a point where we didn't have any income for 10 months, so we had a lot of setbacks, and so that helped me to write my book, Mindset Metamorphosis. It's about mindset transformation and about taking action. And honestly, it was something for me because I felt stuck and I felt stressed and just overwhelmed with, all the setbacks that was happening to us. And so during that time when I didn't have a job, I was like, I needed something to help me with my own stress. But then I also thought, well, I can't be the only one dealing with life circumstances or life setbacks and dealing with the stress, dealing with the overwhelmed and feeling stuck. And so the book came about as to help people. And without those setbacks, I'm pretty sure I would have never written the book or have some form to help people really change their mind and to start taking some action for their life. And so, yeah, I sometimes setbacks, it's terrible in the moment. I get it. I understand it. I've been there. I'm still going through it. Another setback because we didn't have income that, put us in debt of medical bills and life, just, life expenses, daily expenses. And so, we accrued about $60,000 worth of debt. But, those setbacks, it helped me to really form my character and really shape the book to want to help people and to get out of their own setbacks. Because, I mean, the Bible says in this world, you'll have trouble. And, it's a matter of fact. I mean, there's another famous quote by Jackie Chan in Karate Kid. He says, life will knock us down, but we can choose whether or not to stand back up. And so life is going to happen. We're going to have setbacks, whether we like it or not. And it's how do we respond when those setbacks happen? And so it's part of life. And, learn from those setbacks and grow and be better.
Mm-hmm. That's such an inspiring story, DK. And I really admire the way you were able to, to take such a difficult moment and transform it into a turning point for your growth. It really highlights that how challenges, even painful ones, can teach us resilience and perspective. Now, I'm really curious that what practices or habits have helped you consistently convert those struggles into strength.
Yeah, so some practices that I've done that are in my book, actually, I've done meditation. Meditation is big. I mean, I've done martial arts, so we've always done meditation to kind of really bring down the stress. Uh, I've done a lot of breathing exercises, like box breathing, like inhale for 4, you draw a box, and then exhale for 4, draw a box. I talked about that in my book as well. For me, another habit, I just spent time out in nature, get some sun. There's studies show that sunlight, it can produce, helps vitamin D, but also can help reduce inflammation, help reduce stress hormones, as well as just walking out in the sun, out in nature. Nature is very healing. And so those are some things that I've did. Of course, I did exercising. I like to exercise. There's many studies on exercise brings down stress and helps you sleep better. Another thing was my sleep habit. I shut down all electronics an hour before I go to sleep because with electronics there's blue light, and with blue light makes your brain think that it's daylight outside, and so we will stay up longer. That brings up the stress hormones. So yeah, those are some of the habits that I've done that help me kind of deal with my stress, with my overwhelm. And I talk about all those in my book as well. And so, and they're universal things that you can do that, anybody can do. Anybody can meditate. You can stand up, sit down, lay down, whatever, however you feel comfortable. And just to think about your breathing, just be mindful of your breathing. And, a lot of mindfulness. Those are habits that I've done. And, there's plenty more that I've done as well that's in the book as well. But yeah, those are some of the things some of my habits.
Mm-hmm. That's really insightful. I love how you combine both mental and physical practices like meditation for clarity, connecting with nature for healing, and, exercise for better sleep, like you said. It really shows a holistic approach to turning challenges into strength. And I also appreciate that you have, shared these practices in your book like meditation. It makes it even more actionable for people who are looking to, incorporate them into their own lives. Now, looking back, what advice would you give someone facing their own storm, like trying to build resilience without losing hope?
My advice for someone to kind of build resilience, I would say start something. Life can be challenging. Life is challenging at times. We're going to face those things, but take some sort of action. Whatever it is, if you're trying to build, financial knowledge or something, or then take a financial class or get together with a CPA. If you're trying to start a business, go to a business seminar, learn from other business people that has done something similar to what you're doing. If you're trying to get in better shape, and all these things will build that resilience because you're learning something new instead of trying to do the same thing over and over and over. Doing the same thing over and over is basically insanity, right? And expecting a different result. So, learn something new, and sometimes you have to do those hard things. Life isn't just going to give you everything on a silver platter. Like, you have to work for things in life, and sometimes you have to learn something new. So many of us believe that, oh, I'm done with high school, or I'm done with college, and I don't need to learn anymore. But there's so many books out there to learn about something new, a new skill. And that can only better our own lives. And, it's going to build that resilience. Because, it's like, if you think about a baby, when a baby's first trying to like walk, baby will try and try and try, but it's building that resilience. It knows, it learns something new by, okay, I tried this way, but we don't, as adults, we don't say, oh, the baby tried once, oh, you're never gonna walk. Like that would be very misinformation, and we're always encouraging the baby. But as adults, how come we don't do that, where we try something, it doesn't work out, and then we're like, oh, well, that didn't work out, move on to the next thing, instead of like just keep trying and learning from that, whatever you failed, and that's going to build that resilience up. And, we had to learn about cancer when my wife was diagnosed with cancer. That was something completely new, and we didn't know anything about it. And as we're diving in, it was difficult. And so, but we just had to take a small action and apply it to our own lives and say, oh, so-and-so did this. Let's see if it works for us. Oh, it didn't work. Well, okay, they did this. Let's try that. Okay, that did work. And so that builds that resilience up.
Mm-hmm. That truly makes sense, and that's really thoughtful advice. I really like that how you highlight both resilience and hope. It's a reminder that even in the hardest times, there's a way forward, and I would say that's a meaningful advice. Indeed, yes. So DK, your story illuminates that adversity is not the end; it's a doorway. Through discipline, awareness, and courage, we can convert life's hardest blows into stepping stones toward resilience and fulfillment. So, listeners, take that first step today and let your challenges become the fuel that propels you forward.